Every family, probably in this chamber today and across America, has been touched in their lives by somebody who's had breast cancer.
My grandma had cancer.
My cousin died of cancer.
My grandmother had cancer.
I had cancer.
My aunt had cancer.
Both my aunt had cancer.
I lost my aunt to cancer.
My friend's mom.
My aunt.
My wife.
My aunt.
My grandfather.
My mom. My uncle. My grandma and grandpa. My dance teacher.
As you can see, cancer affects many people's lives, especially my own.
In February 2000, I found a lump on my right breast, and I called the doctor and had to go in for a mammogram. And then after the mammogram, I had to get a biopsy done. And then we had to wait for the results, and it was very nerve-wracking and scary at that time. And it was, I don't remember the day of the week, but it was 8 o'clock at night, and the surgeon called and asked us to come into her office. And immediately we knew that it had to be that I had breast cancer.
We go to the doctor's office, sit down with the doctor, and she's explaining to us what the disease is, what nature or course of action is going to be necessary. And probably right about that point, I'm feeling pretty numb. So the reality is when it hits you and you're told what you think is a death sentence, not much else, you just don't feel much else.
I'm happy to say that I am 14 years cancer-free. I'm considered cured, and I credit that to my team of wonderful doctors and cancer research funding, which allowed me to have, at the time, the best chemotherapy out there. It was a new drug. Today, if I had cancer, it would be something different because of the advances in treatment of cancer because of cancer research funding.
Just this year, there'll be approximately 585,720 deaths due to cancer. Not as many people will be as lucky as my mom was.
The federal government does do some funding. They do a lot of work through their funding for the National Cancer Institute. And the nice thing about that funding is that because it is federally regulated, it can go to areas of cancer need, of diagnoses and things that are in need.
We're now, like every other institute of the NIH, operating with the same level of resources that we had around 2000, about 25% below the levels in 2003.
Cancer funding has remained stagnant since 2000. Since then, there has been 8,488,750 deaths. How many more lives will be lost before breast cancer funding is adequately funded?
The Accelerating the End of Breast Cancer Act sets a national goal of ending deaths from the disease by 2020. This bill would establish a commission that would direct federal and private sector resources towards the promising treatments aimed at stopping metastasis or the spread of breast cancer to other parts of the body.
The majority of the funding, though, for cancer funding really is private funding and run through the pharmaceutical companies and through grants to universities looking at developing different kinds of treatment.
The Accelerating the End of Breast Cancer Act will not duplicate the efforts of existing government agencies and programs, but will instead perform a vital check and balance and help ensure our limited research dollars are funding the most promising science in the area of breast cancer research. The legislation is not designed to spend more taxpayers' dollars. In fact, the bill does not authorize any new federal spending. Instead, it is designed to direct our existing research dollars in the most efficient way possible.
Whenever things are driven by economics, that some of the research is oftentimes directed toward things that had the potential to be economically more lucrative. And some of the unusual diseases or rare problems that may not be as lucrative don't get as much research as maybe they deserve. But every day that goes by, we come up with more and more and more treatments for more specific cancers. So I think that that's going to continue to improve. In cancer care, we're really at the edge of a revolution in cancer care.
In the next 5 years, there will be about an 89% survival rate. Imagine how many more lives could be saved if more money was given to cancer research funding.
Cancer research funding saves lives, just like it saved mine.